Hey guys, Rob here and welcome to part 7 of how to build the Pocher Lamborghini Huracan. Now if you watch part 6, I finished all the front subframe section and the brakes and everything on this model. Now we're going to keep moving forward onto the rest of this build, which is starting to put the side trims on, windows. Then we're going to assemble the doors, headlights, front body section, side skirts, and then get the front body section and the doors and the side skirts onto the body. So that is the plan at the start of this video. We'll see how far we get, but obviously we're getting much closer to the end of this build. So as I say, if we get to this stage and the video is not too long, we'll keep moving forward onto the rear section of the body, engine cover, rear bumper, and yeah, we're getting really close to the end. So quite excited now at this stage. So what we'll do, start getting some parts prepared, and we're going to start doing step 26 here and start getting all these trims and windows on the body. Okay, so I didn't film all that because it just took a lot of time just to put all the little strips of clear double-sided tape on all these trims. That's basically what I think holds those to the body, and also the little windows as well. So they just follow the instructions. They just recommend to put a little bit of double-sided tape around all the windows, including the front windscreen as well. So I've just removed the clear plastic from the back side, applied all the tape on here, and then always make sure too, before we fit it into the body, that we give the inside the window a bit of a clean. I'm just using a brand new Tamiya polishing cloth here just to make sure there's no finger marks on there, because the last thing you want to do is actually fit that in the body and you can't clean the finger marks that are on the inside. So we'll fit all these trim pieces and all these windows into the body right now. Okay, so that is one door together. The other one is exactly the same, just opposite, so there's no point filming that one. But no real tricks or anything needed for this one. You might have noticed that it actually required gluing in a magnet on the back side of this inner door shell, so interested to see if that actually works and holds the doors shut. Now, the one thing I have not done, I've basically just put the dry fitted the handle and the door pull into the door trim. I haven't glued these in yet, and I'm not going to glue this piece onto the door trim yet because one of my friends on Instagram who is building one of these models said that the doors did not shut properly on his model. They're actually touching up here and a little bit down here. So I'm going to wait until I get to the step of fitting the doors and just check, because obviously I don't want to have to sand some off this door trim and repaint it while it is all attached to the door. So that's the one thing I'm just going to hold off on. I'll just put the other door together now, and then we'll move on to the next step. But it does look like a real door, so pretty cool how that works. And you will have probably noticed my full carbon fiber mirror on there as well. So yeah, pretty happy with that so far. Oh, and the little door handles that push the front in, and that pops out. So there's a couple little bits of paint that were sanded off when these were cut off the sprue, so I'm just going to simply just use the paintbrush and put some touch-up paint on those little sections. But yeah, pretty cool working door handles, and of course the mirrors do fold in as well. So yeah, pretty cool with that. So as I said, I will just off camera put the other door together, the driver's side door, and then we'll keep moving forward. Okay, I did it again. I forgot to press record on this one, but that was just the headlight assembly anyway. Pretty straightforward, just to glue the DRL strips in there. It didn't show glue on the instruction booklet, but I found some of those were a little bit loose, so I just put a couple of drops of glue on there with a toothpick and just glued the lenses in as well. So that is the Huracan headlight assembly. So just going to keep moving forward. We've got the whole front body section to put together now. So we'll put the headlights in there, headlight lenses, front grills, and screw the front hood on as well. So we're getting very close to having this front section complete. So we'll just keep moving forward. Okay, so that is most of the front section together. Now, the next step is to actually fit the headlight lenses, and what I found is that the headlight lenses actually have 3 little tabs on them. So there's one at the bottom and there's 2 at the top, but I really don't understand how you're supposed to get those tabs underneath all 3 sides without scratching the paintwork. Now, I'm not going to risk chipping my paintwork off at this stage to try and get those 3 little tabs in there. And also the headlight lenses at this stage seem to look a little bit too big for the opening. Now, of course, I've repainted this body, but I did strip all the factory paint off, and I don't think I applied much more paint than the factory finish. So what I'm going to do is actually cut those tabs off and see if the headlight fits a little bit better, and then I'm just going to use some Bob Smith Industries Super Gold Plus. This is a non-fogging super glue for clear parts, so I'm going to end up just gluing the headlight lenses in. So that's what I'll do now. I'll trim off the tabs on these headlights and then I will glue them in. Okay, so as you see there, I just used some sandpaper just because it is a clear plastic part after all. So it was actually quite longer, which I think was longer than even my extra application of paint on there. But I've had to sand some off the top edge as well. So I basically just used like 240 grit sandpaper on a sanding block just to try and get most of the bulk off. And then I finished off with like a 400 grit sandpaper. That just smooths the edge and makes it a little bit more like the factory finish. And now it actually fits in there. So everything is fixable. You just got to make it fit sometimes. So now that's ready to glue in that piece. I'm just going to make sure it's nice and clean before I glue it in there. And I've just got to repeat the process on the lens on the other side and get that sanded and make that fit as well. So yeah, not sure that my paint was that much thicker than the original paint, so be curious to know if anyone else has built this kit, if your front lenses fit in there, because mine certainly didn't. So maybe that was my fault, not sure, but a little bit of sanding on there and that will be ready to glue in. As I said, I'm going to glue it in with the Bob Smith Industries Super Gold Plus for clear parts. That will glue it in there nice and strong so it doesn't fall out. So just got to finish this other headlight lens now, and then we'll move on to the side skirts, and then it'll be ready to bolt this front section onto the model. Okay, so that is the doors fitted to the model, but we've got a little bit of an issue. The doors do not stay closed. Now, my friend on Instagram told me that his doors didn't stay closed either because the door trims were actually hitting the dashboard. So I've just taken the inside door trim off, and definitely it helps. The door stays, it's not perfectly shut, but it closes a lot better. So there's obviously some fouling issues with the door trim on the inside, so I'm gonna have to have a play around with that and yeah, see what I have to sand off to make that fit. But it's definitely in the front section of the door trim here, so pretty disappointing to say that the tolerances are so tight on this model that the doors don't stay shut. And this one on this side, same thing. If I actually remove the inner door card, this doesn't even stay shut by itself at all without the door trim. So really frustrating for $1,000 kit. Obviously we did fit magnets into the doors as per what came with the model, but they're obviously not strong enough to hold the doors shut. So may even have to look at another solution of adding some little magnets in there to try and hold the doors shut. But yeah, really disappointed that you know, the doors do not shut just when the model is really starting to come together with the doors and the side skirts on there. The fact that the doors don't stay shut is really disappointing. But what I'll do, I'll move forward. We're about to put the front section on the model now, so I'll do that, and then I can play around with trying to sand some off the inner door trims to make those fit. And if that doesn't work, trying some magnets on the inside of the body here where the door shuts. So hopefully that will connect up with the magnet that's glued in behind the door trim. But yeah, pretty frustrated at this point. So we'll get the front on anyway, see how that looks, and see if we want to go much further. Okay, so that is the front section on the model. So not too difficult, that one to line up. The lugs lined up pretty easily. That step also required the windscreen wipers to go in, but I'm just going to wait until the model's finished, then I can clean it thoroughly and give it a bit of a polish, and then I'll fit the mirrors after that. But yeah, pretty happy with the way that front section went on. That was pretty straightforward. But yeah, we're going to have to sort out these door issues. I've just got some tape on there. Whenever I'm handling a model that has lots of opening parts, when I had to flip that over, just a good idea to tape the doors shut, just so it doesn't really open up and damage a door while you're flipping the model around. But yeah, pretty happy with the way that front looks on the model. But yeah, disappointing about the doors. Okay, so I think I'm going to wrap it up there. So all that I've got to do now is to finish the rear clam assembly, which there's not much in that. And then it is just assembling the brake rotors, putting the wheel liners in, and putting the wheels on. So we're getting really close, but I think this is going to be a long enough episode as it is. I've been working on this on and off for the last couple of days for this episode. But yeah, I think it's coming together quite well. I sort of having a look at the doors here. Now that the front section is actually screwed onto the frame, this door seems to stay shut a lot better. It still doesn't have the inner door trim on the inside, so hopefully when the rear clam goes on, the doors will actually stay closed. I think they're still fouling. I still have the inner door trims removed. If I put the inner door trims on, the doors actually don't close all the way. So there definitely is a clearance issue with the inner door trims, but that's something that I'll have to figure out. And hopefully we won't have to add some extra mirrors, extra magnets, I should say, to the inside to hold the doors shut. But yeah, a little bit of sanding to make the headlight lenses fit. They were definitely way too long. Definitely not all the extra layers of paint. I think they were just too big personally to fit in there on my model anyway. My front hood gap is a little bit bigger than I would usually like, but as I say, if you watch the earlier episodes, there was real issues with that, so I had to just sort of sand it and file it more parallel, but at least it's parallel. My stripes line up, which is a good sign, but other than that, everything else is coming together quite well. So definitely pretty happy with the result so far of the model. Just the issue with the doors is a little bit of a concern, as I said. For a $1,000 plus model kit, you expect better than that, considering how much engineering has gone into this model kit with all the engine part and suspension and everything you can see here. I mean, they are very well detailed kits. You don't see a lot of it once the model's all together, but it is all there. So they are impressive model kits. But yeah, look, that's going to wrap up episode 7 of how to build the 1/8 Pocher Lamborghini Huracan. Make sure you click that bell notification for the next episode, part 8, where I should be able to finish the model. So coming together, but make sure you don't miss the last episode, and then I will do a final video, a model reveal when it's completely finished. So stay tuned for that. But until next time, thanks for watching Rob's Model Cars.